Hi, is this Graham?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Saulnier here for an interview.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Very good.
Oh, good.
So, you all good and ready to do an interview?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Alright, so I'm recording now the interview, just so you know.
Okay.
Excellent. So, Graham Bonnet, long time I haven't talked to you since probably 2010 to be, when I look at my archives, it's incredible. How is life going for you now, these days?
Okay, yeah, it was that long, is it? It's going a little better than it was back then, I think. The band, I'm very happy with the band I have right now, and we seem to be doing pretty well, so it's much better now these days.
I mean, right now you got an album, Meanwhile Back in the Garage. Where has a album title like this come from for you? To pick something
Well,
like that?
it's sort of a joke in a way, because where I used to rehearse when I was a kid, when I was, 14, 15 years old, was in the garage with my friends when I was in a band when I was a teenager. And everybody used to rehearse in the garage like they still do, I think, And so do we. So that's what the title's all about. So Meanwhile Back in the Garage is a return to the garage because that's where I record at home, in the garage.
So going back to the roots here.
Yeah, basically, yes.
And we got live at Daryl's house. I mean, now we have a house gig on a DVD. That's incredible also for you.
Yeah. I mean, that turned out really well because, we had a lot of nice comments about that show and we were pretty happy with it too. So, things are looking up, but it's still hard work. There's no stopping. You've got to keep going.
And Graham, you kept the garage type action going on this album cover with barn doors. This is a little different for your style.
Yeah, that is the garage. That's the real garage.
Oh, okay.
That's where I record.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Now, that's interesting. Good garage doors you have.
Yeah, well, we're thinking, let's look around for a really nice bunch of doors for a garage, Where can we find one? So we looked online, trying to find different pictures of different garages. And then somebody said, well, why don't we just take a picture of the garage, the one that's in the backyard right here. So, okay. So that's what we did, and that's what it is. That's where it all happened.
Sometimes the simplest form of just looking in the backyard and going right for that picture.
Yeah. I mean, this is very simple. There it is. Okay.
Now, Graham, finding the new band members for a Graham Bonnet band, how long has it been going, with, making this band what it is?
Yeah, well, me and Bethany started the band probably about almost 5 years ago. I think the new members of the band now have really improved the band somewhat. In fact, 100%. We now have Mark Bancachair playing drums, and also Jimmy Waldo from Alcatrazz from my past. So Jimmy's in the band again. So it's nice to have him in the band. And then now we have a new guitar player, Kurt James, who is excellent. And we just got off the road, and people are just raving about him, how good a player he is. He's a big improvement to the band, I must say. So I just hope the band stays this way and we don't have any more, people leave the band or whatever, So let's keep it this way for now, I think.
And my observation with the album, you guys have that classic Alcatrazz style, and that's great.
Yeah, pretty much. That's I can't really get away from that. I mean, it's going to be there because I made up the songs in Alcatrazz, and these are my songs on these albums too, along with the help from the band. But they're always going to have my stamp on it because I have to sing them and write the words. So words and the lyric. I mean, the words and the melodies. So it's going to be there. Whatever I did in the past, there's going to be a bit of that on future albums. There's always going to have that. Hopefully, it's a trademark.
It is a trademark indeed, I'm sure. And your voice is so strong still. I mean, you kept it up perfectly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, everybody says the same thing. When we're rehearsing, the band say to me, "I'm going to use the microphone now," because a lot of rehearsals I do before we go out. I don't use a microphone. The band is playing, but I like to see if I can make my voice stronger after it's been rested for a couple of weeks or whatever. So it makes them laugh. You know, we can hear you above our, Marshalls, blah blah blah. You know, so it's kind of funny. But it's sort of got stronger, and I don't know why.
Well, that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, it really is. You know, because I thought when you're 40 years old, I was told that's when your voice, singing voice, is at its best. But I found that I went through a downtime at one point in my late 40s. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but now it's just got back up there again. You know, so all's good.
Well, from the videos I'm seeing you perform, it's just like the old days. You know, perfect voice.
Yeah, that's
strong.
what I hear.
Well, that's good. And
yep, that's great.
How's the studio life for you these days? You know, going to the barn and recording and stuff like that. How's things changed?
Oh well, everything now is done on a computer, as you know. Nobody's going to the studios anymore, but except for doing like drums and probably guitars, and sometimes vocals. But it's much easier to just walk out the back door here and go to the garage, or bring the equipment in here and sing in my room. But it's really, I like that rather than having to pay for a studio. And a lot of studios are going out of business because everyone is doing their vocals and whatever else at home. Band members.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier and sometimes quicker.
It should be. And you stated that this is one of your most important albums in 35 years. So
possibly.
It's got to be a good one.
Sorry?
It's got to be a good one if you say that.
That wasn't my quote. Somebody else said that, and I don't know who said it, but I like the comment. It's important to me that every album that comes out is possibly, if I can make it, better than the one before, and that's what I aim for. But you're never perfect. There'll always be times when you say, God, I wish I'd done that again, with vocals and whatever else. And I think this one's not bad. It's pretty good. I'm pleased with it.
And Graham, you guys are looking into making more promo videos and stuff like that, to promote the band on YouTube, etc.?
Yeah, we did one for one of the songs last week, the song that Russ Ballard wrote, and it's called Living in Suspicion, and that is on, that video will be around, I think it's already around on YouTube, I'm not sure, but it's everything's different now. Everything's done so quickly and so strangely to me. YouTube, you look for videos on YouTube, it's not on TV anymore. It's like, oh my God. But I think YouTube and Facebook, all that kind of stuff, they're more important these days than being on VH1 or MTV. It's incredible how things have changed.
And things certainly change, but you keep on singing great, and that's one thing that's important.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, I'm trying to be good.
Well, Graham, I appreciate you taking the time in this interview, and wish you a lot of luck and success with the album. Meanwhile, back in the garage, I love it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you, man.
You're very welcome. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.